So I'm just gonna start the.
Go straight for it.
I nearly said the F word. I nearly did, but I stopped it. I win.
Of course, you would say. Okay, so chat. Where are we? Okay. Where
Funny
are we?
voice.
What are we? I don't know.
Silly hat. Chat control drawing. Spicy food challenge. That's not gonna be a challenge. That's just gonna be fun.
No, here's the thing. No, here's the thing. I don't eat a lot of spicy, and my spice tolerance has lowered.
Wow.
So
That's actually surprising.
yeah.
Chat picks my game. Chat chooses a snack combo. I think that's gonna be the foulest thing ever. Mystery box unboxing. Chat listening.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Specials.
So we do have two sets of goals. The very first one is a charity stream goals, the regular ones. I can give 1 cent. Hey, even 1 cent helps. I'm gonna be honest. In this day and age, even 1 cent helps. The most that you can give is the most that you.
Give her 1/4 of a cut penny. That'll save the world.
So if we get $25, I use a funny voice. I have the voice changer on my fucking computer. I'm sorry, on my computer that we are going to be able to use for 15 minutes. Silly hat time. I changed my my crown for a hat, and that hat will be a silly hat. For $75, once we do reach that, it is chat decides what I draw for and what I will show for next stream. Still thought I Hop in the World would be an okay place. Okay, Tony.
LYNN have a goth VTuber model.
I may or may not. Anyway, the spicy food challenge is that I eat something extremely spicy in chat, and my family is Hispanic. And here's the thing: my spice tolerance has lowered from the last time I ate something spicy.
You know what?
We do.
Eat a Carolina Reaper. That'll be fun.
And then $150. I accept dares submitted by top donors, which of course have to be TOS safe. Swear chat better not bring people. Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay. Shut up. Wow. Okay. I see how it is. $200. Chat votes on what game I play next, and that will be like even if we're mid game, like I'll finish, of course, whatever I'm doing in that game, and then hop on a different game that chat chooses. Out of the games I already have, of course, because I'm not buying a game. Then if $250 gets hit, then I let chat vote on the weird snack that I'm going to eat. Okay, you know what, Tequila? I'm going to drop kick you. After $300, once we hit that, I will open a mystery box.
Okay, there we go. That's better. Hopefully it doesn't ruin my stream.
Reading chat submissions of like them in confessions. I'll be reading and reacting to them. And then at $500, I will be playing a new game completely out of my genre that I normally play or just community suggested. So that means that we will have, if you guys will suggest a game, and we will from there go into a vote of which game I should get.
E.T. the video.
I fear what's in the mystery box.
Please.
E.T. the video game is crazy.
Yeah.
And then we got extended goals in case we surpass our $500 goal for some reason, because at $600, if we do get the karaoke stream, I will have to plan a karaoke stream with other streamers and VTubers. at $700, if we do hit that goal, chat submits their OCs, and I will have to work on a parade art that I will be drawing.
You know what,
Hi,
Lynn?
Sam.
Oh,
Hi.
Lynn, if this
Yeah.
like stream, voice crack. If this stream reaches like $1,000, you should buy a Warhammer army.
I might add that for the $900 one. Not gonna lie.
You're gonna be
Or
playing a
make that like a
Warhammer army.
651. Thank you for self-care, Sam, and hydrate. You might be happy about this one, Sam, but I finally have water as number one. So, okay, stop it with the bonk.
The
How are you doing, Sam? And then for the $800 goal, I will be revealing the Gen 4 updates and leaks and spoilers of the lore. Which
Gen 4 of the law. I don't know that one. I do not know that one. Ooh.
I'm glad you don't. I've been keeping that shit a surprise for a lot of people. Anyway.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say you're gonna keep it a surprise for me. I'm like, oh no. I was about to say, I'm
Tilapia
sorry.
can spam bonks. Wow, okay.
I can't spam bonks.
Thank you, Sam. Have a good stream. Have a good time at work. Hopefully, or at least try to be okay at work. Send you lots of love as well. Hi, Tiny Blind Tony. Tiny Tony.
Tiny.
Anyway.
Oh, no. Anywho,
Okay, so I do want to clarify a few things before we do start the stream completely. Before we start the talk and whatever the first segment of it. Few rules, chat. Few rules because this is a little bit different than your average stream that I normally do. This stream is not 18 plus, so I cannot have people swear as much as they want. And I cannot have people saying words that I normally allow. Today's stream is going to be different because of that. If any use of any words that I normally allow that are not just regular swears are used or are said in chat or even by the people that are going to be attending my stream, I'm going to time that person out for the rest of the 24-hour stream. No political discussions or drama will be allowed in today's stream. So if anybody tries to say something about the political status of things, I'm going to time you out.
Lynn, is it political to say
Yes.
that the sea is a soup?
No, it's not. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt, Lynn, but basically, if you don't know where I live, it is 23. So I'm gonna be up all night enjoying the stars while we get to enjoy. I get to enjoy the 24-hour stream.
Profanity can be limited, but please keep it very limited. I will also try my best to do that right now. We will be having a 1 minute ad break every hour on the hour. So just making sure that people know this right ahead of time. So if you would like to subscribe or use an ad blocker if you need to, or heck, even buy the Twitch Turbo, go ahead and do so. I'm not going to push anybody to do that though. I'm just saying there's those options. Sharing this stream can help out a lot, so if you feel like that generosity comes out of your heart, go ahead and share this stream right now. The link is twitch.tv/Lynn McKenzie. Well, Lynn _McKenzie. Oh my god! Hi, Chaos! How are you doing? Thank you for the 9-month subscription, Wow,
That is a lot of
9 months.
Lynn, the jiggly
Yes.
gift thing, is that allowed? The jiggly gift thing,
What jiggly gift?
you know, of your VTuber model.
That's allowed.
Okay, I
It's
just
in
wanted
the
to say
it's
that.
in the
That's a bit.
emotes for a reason. Um, the gosh darn it. Okay, so to be part of the stream, it is on a first come first serve basis. So if a game requires 4 people and we have one spot left and multiple people want to get it, you have to be first to be able to join in.
Lynn,
This stream. Hi Blaze, how you doing? The stream will not be an open VC just because unless it's like a watch party or a just chatting session, that that's the only time that we will allow an open VC. Aside from that, please be respectful about the segment that each person has because each person had to claim a certain they had to claim their spot to be able to be in the stream. Aside from that, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna try to see if there's no scuff here, and yeah, if there is, we'll try to entertain ourselves with it.
Lynn,
Okay.
you've got 5 viewers. You're coming up in the world.
Okay.
5 viewers, let's
Thank
go.
you.
I don't know. That's
Let's
probably the most you've
go.
been streaming in a long time.
What was that?
That's probably like the most you've probably had in a good while, I think.
I've had like 7 last time, 7, 8ish. Like I reached up to
I
12
mean,
one point, but hey,
I only have
it.
what was it? I only have I only have like 4 subscribers. I'm still trying to do the stream maxing. I've already completed one game.
Oh my gosh. So, with that being said, today this man has a little bit of a talk to go on.
Right, I forgot about that. Okay, I've got the.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Considering considering the fact that I didn't know it was a 24-hour stream, and she told me last minute, thank you, Lynn.
Okay. Wow. Listen here. I did not tell you just last minute. Okay. I told you at a decent enough time that you can
I
get
know.
yourself prepared.
I need to
Ah.
I need to keep
Don't
myself
don't don't
awake.
misinfluence chat. Okay.
I need to stay awake. But basically, since Lynn has had Warhammer on her mind for some time, I don't know how long. I have shot myself in the foot and said, you know what, we're gonna teach her about some Warhammer lore, and I'm not gonna do the average person who describes it and goes the Space Marines first. I'm gonna do that last. So Lynn, if you like Space Marines, suffer. But we're gonna do one that Lynn can probably relate the most, and that is the Imperial Guard, the Astra Militarum themselves, captain of cannon fodder and casualties within the thousands. Can you relate, Lynn?
Ah.
Basically, I'm going to be describing the models on the tabletop rather than going in the in-depth lore because that is going to take hours to explain. But essentially, I'm going to be, well, on my stream, I'm going to be showing the miniatures, and then I'm going to be, hopefully, Lynn will go on to the Games Workshop website to see what they are. Prices.
Hold on. Let me go ahead real quickly and do that. Hold on.
Yep,
Send me the
it's.
website link.
I will send you the link. Boop boop. Boop.
Thank you for the lurk, Astro. I will see you later. Thank you
Sent
again.
you the link, and I will remind you that you have to put it in dollars. I have it in pound because I am a proud Brit.
Of course you are. So,
Hey, in my opinion, you're just a long distant cousin. Don't worry about it. American. No. So the Astra Militarum. The most important thing about the Astra Militarum is that they are not all one unified. They are different factions of soldiers that are given by something known as the Imperial Tithe, which means that in every world, from as you can tell from the different regiments, show different like worlds that have different aspects of their culture, their way of war, and how they serve the Emperor and the Imperium of Man. They all serve under
Mhm.
the Astra Militarum, but every single one is unique in their own way. Now, to begin
Okay.
with, there's a bit of a backstory. Uh,
Oh.
ever since the start of the Great Crusade, which is in lore wise from current 40k is 20,000 years ago, uh, it became something known as it's either the Solar Auxilia, but basically they had something. The Astra Militarum was basically the navy of spaceships and the military as a whole. Also, Lynn, your background is just absolutely black.
I know the thing the
The
dang
ting
it,
just died. The ting.
it is going to be very hard for me not to say the words I want to say. But
That
anyway,
is
hold on.
fine. You can watch my stream if you want to look at the miniatures.
Oh,
So,
there it is. Hold on. Let me go ahead and real
just making
quickly
sure everything's
grab
fine.
this.
Uh, as for what each planet does, it really does vary because the Imperium owns more than like a million worlds. So
Mhm.
when you have like 1 million space marines in existence, there's like billions of guardsmen serving the emperor, fighting for the emperor, dying for the emperor in more particular cases, and so on, so on. But the two main
Mhm.
factions I'm going to be talking about today, something that something that are the main two for the tabletop, is known as the Cadians, which is the main people in. If you see the people in green,
Mhm.
if you scroll,
The people in green. Hold on.
people in green
Oh,
with like the
scroll
helmets
up.
and stuff with
Oh yeah.
the.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that is the Cadians. Cadia still stands, by the way. And then on the left, with the people with the World War I German, not World War I armor, is something called the Death Corps of Krieg. They are two
Hmm.
very different factions, but serve the same purpose. Um, anyway, back to the backstory at hand. The Astra Militarum split into two different things: the Astra Militarum themselves and something called the Imperial Navy, which is imagine all the spacecraft turned into one. Uh, so Astra Militarum do their own separate thing now, but though they are transported by the ships, oh yeah, it is going to get really confusing. You think Warframe lore is
Oh boy.
confusing? You have no idea about Warhammer. But basically, the Imperial Guard is the main front and line soldiers of the Imperium, the human empire
Hmm.
that serves constant battle throughout the entire thing. But anywho, the Cadians come from the world of Cadia, and
Hmm.
in recent law, well, not recent law, but recent law when it comes to the 2000s, during something called the 13th Black Crusade, thanks to Abaddon the Despoiler. Basically, imagine if the devil had four gods and brought hell upon a world. Managed to destroy Cadia, and Cadia is known as the soldiers who survived their planet blowing up.
Hmm.
The Death Corps of Krieg are known for their trench warfare, zealous zeal, and the ability to smack someone in the face with a shovel.
Okay.
But speaking of the law, Death Corps of Krieg are seeking a glorious death for the Emperor's name after their great betrayal, because their world was a popular world that had all the resources you can think of, but the main lords of those worlds, or the planetary governor, became greedy, started the civil war, basically did a fallout and nuked the entire world. The loyalists won, and became the Death Corps of Krieg. They are also the ones that are known for the most casualties because they do actual trench World War One to World War Two warfare. which is scary to think about against like alien foes, where it's like you got advanced technology, while you see these crazed men charging at you with bayonets.
Jeez,
I'm not even joking.
imagine just like
They have bayonets. Like they charge at you with like their weapons, and they just literally just like stab you down with
you
their
would have
bayonets.
been yes, yeah. So, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have, I actually. Here's the thing. Now that you mentioned bayonet, oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
there are bayonets. There are bayonets on the models. If you
Hold on, chat. Give me one moment. Give me one moment, chat. Oh no, this is what I did not want. So, accidentally, my thing got unplugged. So now we're waiting on my second monitor to like work again. So that way we can
yep,
go ahead and
I understand that
continue
situation.
using the two screen. Oh, hold on, there it is. Okay,
Yeah,
is it working now? Hold on,
you're good.
is it working now? Chat, my second monitor. Okay, there we go. My second
Okay.
monitor works again. Let's go. Okay.
Um, there are a few key differences that you need to know about the Imperial Guard versus modern day militaries, and is that they
Right.
don't normally use guns. They use something
Mm-hmm.
called las guns, which is a energy weapon, which is they fire something called
Ooh.
las bolts. That is, imagine like a red laser, but it's not a laser. It's like one of those weird.
Right.
It's one of those weird things. It's 40k. There's gonna be a few things that are really confusing, but it makes more sense the more you get into it. The lasgun is
Mm-hmm.
basically the Kalashnikov of the 40k universe. It can be anything. You can have it as a burst fire, a World War One like rifle, a SMG, a bullpup, anything. The
Uh huh.
other the other weapons that are built for this, well, for the Imperium in general, well, sorry, the Imperial Guard in general, is two others: plasma weapons and bolters.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Bolters are not a gun, but they're a firearm. If you know what a
Okay.
gyrojet is, that is probably the best way to explain a bolter, but it's times up by 10. You get hit by a bolter,
Oh.
yeah, if you get hit by a bolter, you just don't have your arm just gone or there's a hole in you, that you just explode. 40k does not mess around with their weaponry.
Dang.
It is a war tabletop. You alright, Lynn?
Well, hot diggity dang.
Oof.
Wow.
As for las guns, if you're not wearing armor, it can just cut through flesh like it's nothing. However,
Mm-hmm.
in the tabletop, they are not that good. They're the bare minimum weapon. By by other means, it's like it's really weak, it's not that powerful, but it's like in modern day, it's like one of the best things ever.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go into plasma weaponry. It isn't your normal plasma gun or standard like blaster from Star Wars. It's a chaotic weapon prototype. The one thing you need to know about the
Mm-hmm.
Imperium is they don't make new technology. They maintain old technology. When I say the plasma gun is a prototype, it is literally a prototype weapon. It is not designed to absolutely wreck. Well, it can wreck shop. It can, like, if you have a rifle plasma gun, it can melt through a tank.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a prototype weapon, and you'll normally see it amongst commanders. If you want to see the model for a plasma pistol, then search up Cadian Castellan. He's on the Esra Mataram page, but that is like the weapon used to blast through tanks.
Hold on. Send me the name on the score real quick so I can look it up.
Uh, yes, I will send you the link to the miniature. Plasma weaponry is it can be well more defined.
That's literally the same link that you sent me for the.
My bad. I'll send you a picture just to make it more I'll send you a picture just to make more sense.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So I can just look at that here and the fucking and
Yeah.
flipping.
Ironically, if
Um,
you actually no.
okay, here it is. Kidding Costello. Okay.
So
Boom.
there's a few different ranks in the Imperial Guard. You've got your sergeants, you got your
Mhm.
lieutenants, and you got your captains. Then you got a
Mhm.
unique role known as a commissar. Now, a commissar is designed to basically, if any of the soldiers retreat, the commissar will just shoot the men and women dead and tell them to move forward.
Oh, wow.
The Imperium is not a pleasant place. The literal line is, there is only war. That is quite the literal case. Com-
Imagine. Oh my
uh,
gosh, Shira, hi. Hi,
yeah.
Shira. How you doing? Welcome to the stream.
So commissars are the definition of, if you do not comply, you'll be a part of the firing range.
Hold on
And
real quick. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing pretty good actually. Doing the 24-hour stream for charity. Right now we're doing a Warhammer Talks segment.
yeah. As
Sorry.
yeah, no problem. As for the other means for as for other means
Yes, I
of
am. I am.
yeah, sorry. As for the other means of weapons, they have a few other weapon options. Like for the las weapons, you got something called a las cannon, which is designed as a
Hmm.
bigger gun to pierce through. I am just gonna send you pictures of them because it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Also,
So
these guns look fucking crazy. Like
yeah,
these
you
look
got the
crazy.
you got the auto cannon, the heavy bolter, and the las cannon. Heavy bolter is designed for infantry. Autogun or the heavy auto cannon is designed for dealing with all-rounded stuff, while las cannon is designed to wreck shop against tanks. The Imperial Guard really need their firepower, and they have it in droves. By other means, they have a few wacky stuff. One of them being, if I can find the miniature. This is a crazy miniature. Okay, this is something called the Death Strike missile, and I need you to take in consideration how big that missile is,
Uh huh.
because it's essentially firing a intercontinental missile like point blank. So it's not like miles away. No, it's like in the battlefield.
Hold on. So, oh wow.
The Imperial Guard can just have a massive load of them, just in general.
I can also have a mess up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat.
Yeah, that is literal deaths. That heat seeker missile is literally firing a thermal hydrogen bomb point blank
By the way,
on the
thank you, Shira.
battlefield.
Jeez.
And here, mind you, that's when
Also,
millions
thank you,
of
Shira, for
guardsmen are
the.
like charging at the enemy, firing the las shots. The battle stimuli you would get from that alone would literally make you have a mental breakdown in the modern day. It honestly would. Cadians, for example, they're just built around that. They're
Hmm.
just built different with the fact of the amount of stimuli they have to understand while fighting, like, I don't know, well, basically aliens are called Xenos. So any aliens they're fighting, you need to understand how dangerous that is.
Very dangerous, huh?
Yes. So if you don't know, the numbers on their back is their regiment number and the planet they're from. So you could have
Hmm.
the 21st. Yeah. So you got the 21st, for example, you got the 21st Regiment, second part command for the Cadian shock troopers, for example. That would be a identification that the guardsman would say, about half most of the time, or they'll just say random like phrases like Sigma, Alpha, that sort of thing. Because it's Warhammer 40k, they have so many different languages that even I can't be bothered to understand them all. Now, as for the Imperial Guard itself, I'm guessing you want to see some of the more unique stuff that the Imperial Guard bring that isn't in the modern day, right?
Right.
So the most understandable thing that's from sci-fi is walkers. The Imperial Guard have their
Okay.
own, known as a Sentinel. A Sentinel is a scouting walker that can have armored plating along with like reinforced weaponry and scanning systems, but aren't designed to take heavy hits. I've sent you the Sentinel on Discord. Ironically, that is
Yeah,
it.
I got it. Like,
That is the Scout Sentinel. You just saw it. Yeah, the
yep.
armored one. That one. The armored Sentinel is designed to take heavier hits, but is one of the weaker walkers on the tabletop. Although
I
it can
see.
be designed to be really powerful. It has a plasma gun on there. Actually, if you look on the weapon configs, if you scroll up,
Hold on.
if you look at the
Oh,
weapon configs, it can get a flamer. It can get a flamethrower.
jeez. Imagine chat seeing this bot right here just walking up with a flamethrower. Just like,
Here, mind you, there's a dude. There's like two people in there. This isn't like This isn't like the. Uh, this isn't like the thing where it's like, oh yeah, there's AI. No, the Imperium does not use AI. They use something called servitors. They basically put people in
hold on.
machinery.
Hold on. Alright, sure. Have a good one. See you later. And thank you very much for stopping by and the wishes for fun. Thank you, thank you. Sorry, continue.
I shall clarify that anything that needs any mechanical know-how or any form of like circuitry, it's done via people's brains. They're known as servitors, and it can vary from the dude's carrying ammo for you, or he literally like he is a skull in like a wall that opens a door.
So everything it
Every
has humans use.
Yes. But literally, if you're a heretic and you like commit a crime against like the Imperium, that can be anything, by the way. They just like get the Mechanicus, which is like the people who maintain the stuff, and they just like lobotomize you and then just use you for function.
Jeez, imagine just getting
Here, mind you,
lobotomized to be
that's not like
a
a
slave
one-time
worker
thing.
for.
That happens in the billions or the millions.
Oh
It
wow!
literally is like that. But
Fair enough that the U.S. company.
the US is probably already doing that as we speak. But going back to the regular stuff,
Uh-huh.
hmm?
Oh, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, as before, the Imperial Guard do have a lot of options. So I'm going to send you 3 vehicles that are just mostly known. If you play the tabletop against the Guard, you would see these 3 vehicles. The first one is the Chimera, which is a transport that can carry... I think it can just carry a standard heavy stubber along with a few other guns, and then you've got like a top bit that fires like a las cannon shot or something. The other one is a
Hold on.
basilisk. Hmm? Oh yeah, I need that.
Real quickly, I need to pull it out. I mean, pull it up. Sorry.
When in doubt, pull the Chimera out. It's gonna be a massacre. It's a transport. A Chimera.
Oh, tell her hi from my end as well. Tell her that I wish her a good stream. Thank you very much. Tell her, yeah, tell her I say hi. Thank you. Tell her that thank you for hi from her, and tell her that I wish her a good stream. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
The Chimera.
The Chimera is the go factor transport for any Imperial Guard to use that needs heavy defenses. So sometimes charging into the battlefield just doesn't do it. So you have like you just literally have like these things just charge up and then unload like a group of like a squad of 10 soldiers is coming out. And then you have this thing for support fire, which on the current tabletop is actually really good. Something that I use. I don't play
Huh.
Imperial Guard, by the way. I play something called the Tau Empire, but I'm not gonna talk about them for like later. I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about like what, like probably a different stream or something.
Right, right.
But the Imperial Guard. Oh, actually, speaking of numbers, if you look on the picture where the main cannon is, if you see the 812, that would be a Guard regiment number. No, go back
Oh
to the original
wow.
picture. Go back to the original picture.
812.
Yeah, if you see an 812, that is a good example of a regiment identifying themselves without saying anything. Because you can tell by the
Huh.
armor. So that would
Yeah.
be a 812 Cadian tank regiment, or something along those lines.
Right, right.
Along with other things, this is the artillery. This is known as the Basilisk.
Hmm.
The Basilisk is it's basically the main artillery. So if you don't use Death Strike missiles first thing, you use a Basilisk barrage, for example, to obviously give cover, and then use Chimeras to charge in to cause as much
Right.
damage as possible. I've sent you a picture of the Basilisk.
Okay. Let me go ahead and do that then.
I do. Oh, brilliant. It's on the
Okay.
left there. That is a Basilisk. It's your standard cannon with a support gun. From what I can tell,
Oh my god, Melody! Thank you for the follow! Hi! My name's Lynn McKenzie. I am the Queen of the Dazzling Kingdom Eldoria. Today we are doing a 24-hour stream for charity. Um, I'm sorry, I had to do the intro.
I know, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Woo. So, yeah, a Basilisk is your standard artillery
Uh-huh.
with Ostra Militarum, and it can essentially just blow through most things. So if you have a concrete wall, there isn't going to be a concrete wall. There's going to be a crater. But there is actually this one thing I really want to show you. This is the main vehicle that any Imperial Guard fan would see this. I've sent you a link, Lynn, and I want you to find it first. I'm going to describe it once you find it.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and real quickly do
Because you're
this.
going to love it. It is a lovely piece of kit.
Okay, I have right here.
The Lehman Russ battle tank is the tank of the Ostra Militarum. This is what they're mostly known for if you don't do infantry playlists. The Lehman Russ battle tank is named after a person known as a Primarch, Lehman Russ of the Space Wolves Legion. And
Right.
basically, imagine if Space Marines are 7 foot tall, they don't need sleep, they have 3 lungs, 2 hearts, they can spit acid. Lehman Russ is round about like, I don't know, 9'5". 9'5", literally is a demigod on the battlefield. Literally knows no fear.
Jeez.
When I say Lehman Russ has done ridiculous stuff, that is no joke. And just to clarify, a Primarch is a human boy child that is born from the Emperor's own gene stocks. So they literally are
What?
children of the Emperor of Mankind. And just to clarify, the Emperor of Mankind is something known as a Psyker, which is Space Wizard. But basically, he's that
Okay.
powerful. He can look at like when he doesn't
Shadow
cover
Wizard mini
himself.
game.
When he doesn't cover himself, like when he's not hidden under his cloak, everyone, like any person, has the instinctual urge to kneel. That's how powerful he is presence-wise. He literally has maximum aura. Like, the Emperor has maximum aura. What do you think, like, a Primarch would have? Same ability, same power, it's incredible. But the Lehman Russ is your mainline battle tank, as it has one front gun, two side turrets, and then the main gun. The Lehman Russ also has a few different variations. The main one that I like is the plasma configuration, which I am going to find and send you a link, because plasma weaponry on tanks is just beautiful. Oh yeah, speaking of tanks, I'm going to show you the bigger brother.
Okay. Go ahead and do.
Let's see. Oh yeah, hang on. You can actually check the size of the Lehman Russ on the page if you go to the
To the bottom of it.
If you look at the picture where the Space Marine shadow is, if you scroll up where the pictures are, it's like
Hold on. Right
yeah.
there.
No, the other one. No, down. If you see the no, on the pictures. If you see,
Okay. I see.
yep. Go,
Oh wow, that's tall.
yeah, the Space
That's
Marine is 7 foot tall. Space Marine is 7 foot tall.
that's double. That's a little bit over double.
Yeah, that's a big tank, and that's the Imperium's smallest tank that's commonly used.
Oh my gosh.
That I know of. That I know of. That might be a smaller tank, but that is the smallest tank that is known. The biggest, the next tier of tank, as I've sent you a picture, is known as the Rogel Dawn. The Rogel Dawn is essentially your sniper tank.
Okay. Hold on. Let me go ahead and do the look for it. I am doing the looking of these.
You've just
I
passed
think.
it.
Oh, did I? Oh no!
Yeah, go
Oh
down.
no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Right,
Oh.
I forgot your stream's a bit laggy for me, so like, I've sent you a picture. If you look on the Discord, then look at it. You should find it.
Okay, there it is.
The Rogel Dawn battle tank is, if you can tell, filled to the brim with guns. It's got like, what was it, 6 different types of guns? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, yeah, like 6 different guns. You've got a Gatling gun, you've got 2 regular like firearms, and then the main cannon. That main cannon, the way I'll describe it is that tank is known as a sniper tank. It is designed to literally, say for you're on a patrol and you say, oh, what's that, dead? That's how far it fires. It's not...
Oh wow.
I gotta admit, I have tanks that fire longer, but that's a completely different kettle of fish. But the Rogel Dawn is a lot larger than, ironically, there's a Space Marine comparison. If you look at the shadow of the Space Marine. Yeah, the Rogel Dawn is a completely different machine when it comes to firing, but that is not the biggest tank the Imperial Army has. That is actually the in-betweener.
Oh, so you have 1 hour. You have 1 hour and 30 minutes left, depending on how long you want to make this. So.
Oh yeah, I'm nearly finished. Because I'm going to show you something that is absolutely brilliant.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. This
Amazing.
tank has a lot of variations, so you need to bear with me. If anyone who has a speck of Warhammer lore, if you understand big tank, this is it. It's known as the Baneblade. I've
Let
sent
me
you
go
the
ahead and look
image.
for it real quick. Yeah. I'm now looking for it in the website, so that way you know which one
You will
it is.
understand by seeing the different types of big tanks. It'll just be there. Same chassis, but
Oh, here it
like,
is. Okay.
really. So the Baneblade, during the Dark Age of technology, which was when humanity had the rise of the stars, that tank has the same firepower that what Titans have. Titans are what you call god engines of war. In the Dark Age of technology, this tank was known as a light scouting tank. This tank
How
is
big is it?
um it's the same size as a cat, model wise. That's the
Huh.
best way I can describe it. It's the same size as a cat. The actual size is if it's actually there's no way I could really describe the size of a Baneblade. It's a massive tank. When I say it's big, it's chunk.
Chong.
Actually, hang on.
Yeah. Mm,
Bane.
I'm guessing another picture.
I'm I'm just gonna check myself. Um,
Mm.
real size. Its length is 13.5 meters. Its width is 8.4 meters. Its height is 6.3 meters. And ground clearance is 1.2 meters.
Jeez.
That
What?
cannon alone is designed to puncture through holes that are designed to just be massive. This tank is the end-all be-all of tanks in the Warhammer 40k setting for the Imperial Guard. Biggest tank,
God
not the best
darn.
variation of it. There are different variations of the
Mhm.
Baneblade depending on which one it is.
Right.
Obviously I'm talking about 40k one, not 30k, but basically the Baneblade has a lot of customization based around like ages of technology because this was a very used tank back in the day for the lore.
Hmm.
And in general, that is, if you're building an army, the Baneblade is going to be your
Hmm.
centerpiece. I also don't need to describe the
Okay.
prices for it. Like, oh, prices.
Ooh. Yeah.
But
One. I'm looking at the price. $185.
for
Jeez.
me, that is 115. I am not making an Imperial Guard army because I play Tau. The tanks I have can put the Baneblade to shame, and they have way cheaper prices.
Hmm.
If you don't know, I'll put basically. Tau Empire is basically a alien faction that are just known for unity. So imagine the Covenant with Asian philosophy.
Oh. Oh.
The
Wow.
Covenant from Halo.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why I'm not gonna go with the Tau Empire is because they're a completely different kettle of fish compared to the Imperial Guard. Both have the same play style, pretty much. Ranged army, can do melee. Can do melee, I say. I would not recommend it for both factions if you don't know how to do
Hmm.
melee. But essentially, good range play. Known for you can have Imperial Guard are known for their numbers or their tanks. Like I said before, there are billions upon billions of people in the Imperial Army that just have to. They either die within their first deployment, which is mostly the case, or they become veterans in a job where you're in it for life and the death toll is 90%.
Hmm.
So you can imagine how grizzled those veterans will be of years upon years of service, where they are the 10% out of the 90% casualties. Literally
Damn.
one in a million. As for what they are in the story of Warhammer 40k, they are the faction that instantly gets bullied by the main bad guy in the books or in the games, but then they get supported by the different factions like Sisters of Battle with Nuns of Guns, and of course, Space Marines.
Huh.
So, obviously, we all know what Space Marines are. Super soldiers that have
Yeah.
way too much going for them. I'm sorry to say, Lynn, but PvG has no chance against a Space Marine. The only thing I could recommend is you bring in the Doomslayer or a really particular Warframe. I'm sorry, Excalibur ain't gonna be winning hands against a Space Marine. The sword is going to work because you're cutting someone with a dimension. Once a Space Marine manhandles Excalibur, it's over. I'm sorry. Warframes are agile, but they're not like built like tanks.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm sorry, it's like if the Grineer fought a think of Krell. A Space Marine
Uh-huh.
will manhandle Krell.
Really?
I'm not talking about how like Krell's gonna fist fight him. No, Krell's gonna be using the hammer. The Space Marine's gonna fight him unarmed. He's just gonna manhandle Krell. I'm not joking with that. Warframe has some pretty over-the-top stuff, but when I say, like, Warframes are one of the few things that can fight Space Marines one-on-one and win, you have to be specific. Atlas is one of them. Atlas just has that One Punch Man vibe. So, like, he's gonna win by punching a Space Marine.
Wow.
But when I say a Space
Huh.
Marine can manhandle, like, Krell, imagine what happens when a Space Marine just picks a dude up by the head. I really want to show you a
Yeah, I can
cinematic.
imagine.
I really want to show you a cinematic when that happens, but it's too gory.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to send it to me and I'll watch it after stream.
Oh yeah, definitely. You'll love it. But
Mhm.
that is the Imperial Guard in a nutshell. That is literally the basics of it. If I'm
Okay.
sorry to say, but I'm really hoping you do get into footy, Kaylin, because once you go over here to Britain, you're gonna enjoy the tabletop. On the tabletop, if you need to know, Imperial Guard are based
Freaking bet.
around pretty much anything. So you can have them with range
Mhm.
combat, you can have them with melee, you can also have them with tanks. Hell, I can even like set you up with an army list if you want for basically 1,000 to 2,000 points.
Yeah,
It's all
I
good.
honestly would
It's all
be
fun.
interested.
I've been doing the hobby since I was 9, so I know how to do an army list. Though you will hate me if you do play against me. Though I will go easy because I don't like being a sweat. Because I
Be a
play.
fucking sweat at the game.
Oh no, I can be. I have beaten competitive players. Just because I have like most stuff within the Tau Empire, so I can just run
Mhm.
nearly any army the Tau has. For right now, I'm gonna be I am rocking a species known as the Kroot. And I'm not joking. I'm not joking. This isn't me being racist. If you want a Native American slash Mexican faction in like 40k, the crew are like nearly spot on with that. The clothing that they have, the weaponry, it's really spot on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love it. Uh, but that is a bit about 40k from me. Yeah, that is generally it. Is there any questions you want to know, or because this is the fun part?
See.
So, is any questions you want to know, or
Honestly, I mean, you did go into very deep detail about these, and I feel like any other questions I could ask you on a later time as well. At the moment, I don't.
yeah,
Oh,
because
fucking.
we need to get the stream going.
But I do like the fact that you went into actual detail to explain all this to me.
Yeah, I could go on it for hours because I have read the lore back and forth. I enjoy everything. Um, I know most of the
Yeah.
factions. I don't know. Well, there's a few factions I need to learn more about. Uh, the main ones like Imperial Guard, Space Marines, Deptus Sororitas, which are Sisters of Battle, the Tau Empire, my bread and butter, Leagues of Votann, Space Dwarfs, the Eldar, Space Elves, Necrons, Terminators, if they were cooler, and so on and so on. I don't... When I tell people about Warhammer lore, I don't like to go into Space Marines first. I like to do that last. So I like to explain the different empires. And the different empires are essentially the Imperium of Man, which is Imperial Guard, Deptus Sororitas, Adeptus Astartes, Space Marines, etc., etc. Tau Empire, which is the newest empire in the block. The Eldar, which are Space Elves, but, you know, they created a god, which I'm not going to describe how. The Leagues of Votann, Space Dwarfs, they were related to humans until now they live in the Galactic Core. Orc Empires, with a K instead of a C. Necrons, which are, imagine Egyptian Terminators. And then you've got the different mini-empires that you can search up in the lore, but not on the tabletop. But essentially, that's all the Warhammer I'm talking about for today. Or, ironically, for me, it's the 26th. For yours, it's still the 25th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new day for me.
Yes.
I'm still gonna be on for the thing. But that's about it. That's about it with Warhammer lore. And for the viewers that are watching on my stream, that is literally me done for the stream, because I am not streaming 24 hours on my regular PC, otherwise it will explode. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to blow up my PC yet.
Not yet.